Hey math kids, we're going to revisit completing the square and show you how it can be used in circles. So I'm just going to remind you of this general form or center radius form of the circle. So it looks like that. And then sometimes we're given, I think this is called standard form or general form, I can't remember, but this is a circle written in a form that makes it hard to pull any information out of it. Okay, so if we went to Desmos and we graphed this, we'd get a circle, but it would be hard to tell where the center, the radius is. It would be hard to draw this circle from this form. And so if we don't have a graphing calculator, but we would like to draw it, we need to approach it using completing the square. So what we're going to do, just like in completing the square, we're going to move the constant to the other side first. And I'll just rewrite that. The worst part of this is just rewriting all this stuff so many times. But it's not too bad if you have completing the square down. Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to do any algebra or anything. We're just going to group our x's together, and then we're going to group our y's together. So I'm just changing the order. Okay. Now, after this, we want to divide out the term that's the leading coefficient. Now, because it's a circle, the leading coefficient is going to be the same for x and y, so you don't have to really worry which one you're doing. But we're going to divide everything by 4. Okay, so those cancel. Those cancel and leave a 4. Those cancel completely. And then the 24 divided by 4 is going to be negative 6. And then negative 51 fourths. Okay. Let's move this up a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a dual L step. L, L. So the term that's with x and the term that's with y. So if you remember, we divide by 2 and then we square. So if we divide this by 2, we get negative 2. And if we square that, we get positive 4. If we divide this by 2, we get negative 3. And if we square that, we get 9. And then we need to add both those to both sides. So we're going to say x squared minus 4x plus 4. Then we're going to say, so I got that from here. And then I just added the 4 right there. And then we have y squared minus 6y plus 9. So I just got that from here and here. I guess just to make that clear, that 4 is that 4. And then this equals negative 51 over 4, which I got from here. And then we have to add both of these to this side. Okay. We can do a magic step right here, which if you remember that, it's going to be x elbow squared. Or we can do another magic step, which is going to be y elbow squared. Now it's starting to look like our circle equation, the original one that was up here, written in red. So that's good. Alright, now over here we need to get common denominators. So we want everything to be over 4. So this is going to be 16 fourths and then 36 fourths, all added together. So 3, 4, 5, so that's 52. So we have negative 51 plus 52 all over 4, so that's just 1/4. Okay, that is our circle equation in center radius form, and we just want to pull out the information. So the center of our circle is 2, 3. Remember, you change the sign. And then the radius is the square root of this. So if we square root the top and square root the bottom, we get 1/2. All right. I know that was a pretty big process, but let's try it again. Okay, so we're going to do 5x squared plus 25x. No, that's not how it goes. 5y squared plus 25x plus 35y minus 100. Let's say plus 100. Okay, so we have a circle that's given in that form. Now, if you're struggling with the completing the square part, go back and watch the completing the square video where I explain it step by step and go a little bit slower through it. But if you know completing the square, you're really just doing it twice simultaneously. Now, what I would do, I would group my x's right off the bat as well as move this. So I'm just going to group these together. So 5x squared plus 25x. And then I'm going to leave a space right here. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the y's. I'm going to say 5y squared plus 35y, leave a space. And then I'm going to subtract 100 onto the other side. And so I get negative 100. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to divide everything by 5. So when we do that, that's just x squared plus 5x, y squared plus 7y, and negative 20. Okay, now we're going to do the L step. So we divide by 2, 5 halves, square, 25 fourths. Divide by 2, 7 halves, square, 49 fourths. Leave that over there. Okay, so we need to add this to both sides. So I'm going to add it right here, 25 fourths. I'm going to add this one right here, 49 fourths. And then I'm also going to add both of them over here. So plus 25 fourths plus 49 fourths. Okay, now I'm going to focus on this and do a magic step. So it's x elbow squared. Then I'm going to focus on this and do a magic step. So y and then elbow plus 7 halves. Yeah, squared. And then, I know it's hard to see right here, but I'm going to add all of this together. So these are both over 4. So if I multiply this by 4, I get negative 80 fourths plus 25 fourths plus 49 fourths. So we go to our calculator, we have negative 80 plus 25 plus 49. That's negative 6. Uh-oh. Alright, we'll keep going through the algebra, but that number really should be a positive number for the circle to be defined. Okay, but we'll still go through the algebra. Just know if you get a negative answer, just stop there and say this is not a circle. Now, this should be the equation of our circle, but like I said, that negative kind of threw us off. So the center of this is going to be 5 halves and 7 halves. And then the radius would be the square root of -6. You square root whatever this is, but that's an imaginary number, and so this really isn't a circle. But all the algebra and everything for the problems on your homework, this should still help you. If you need additional help, come to Math Lab. Until then, calculator.